Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Clone Pilot figure that was produced by Hasbro as part of the Star Wars The Black Series line of products. I picked this up at Toys R Us for $9.99. Clone pilots were shown flying various ships quite a bit in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And I also remember seeing them quite a bit in space battles that took place in the Clone Wars micro-series that ran on Cartoon Network in, I believe it was 2004 and 2005, just before Revenge of the Sith premiered in theaters. Okay, so when I first got the figure out of its packaging, I noticed right away that this appears to be the same figure body that was used for the Vintage Collection Clone Trooper that I've previously reviewed. And as was the case with the various Clone Troopers that I've also previously reviewed, the helmet on this figure, it is removable, and it does have some nice detailing and decorations on it. The facial sculpt appears to be the same, with no updates to speak of. So I'm going to pause here for just a moment, and I'm going to take the helmet off of this figure, just like that. Let you get a look at him without his helmet on. And as you can see, the facial sculpt appears to be exactly the same. All right, put his helmet back on, and we'll continue on with this review. All right, paint apps, they were done pretty well for the most part. I found one minor chip in his right shoulder, but no other appreciable errors to speak of. The articulation joints on this figure were pretty stiff, but they are slowly beginning to free up. There's articulation in the head, shoulders, elbows, wrists, waist, hips, knees, and ankles. So there's good potential for action poses with this figure. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'll give you a closer look as to what the Clone Pilot looks like. Okay. And for those of you that want to see a close-up of the facial sculpt, let me pause here for just a moment, and I'll zoom in and let you see that too. Which, there it is. Okay. Put his helmet back on one more time here, and there we go. Alright, the Clone Pilot came with one accessory, so let me pan down real quick and I'll show you what that looks like. The figure stand that you see him standing on was not included in the package and was purchased by me separately. Okay, so as you can see, the Clone Pilot comes with a DC-17 blaster pistol. It's very plain looking, with no appreciable detailing on it that I can see. It would appear that he can only hold the blaster in his right hand, as the figure's left hand is closed so tightly, trying to place the blaster in his left hand may create stress marks, so I don't advise trying it. And unfortunately, there is no holster to place the blaster into for storage on the figure. Alright, back to the figure itself. What I'll do now is a quick 360 of the Clone Pilot for you and let you see what he looks like from all sides. Okay. So overall, yeah, I like this figure. The paint apps on it were done pretty well, except for the minor chip in the right shoulder. The articulation on this figure was a bit stiff, but I'm confident that that will eventually free up with repeated movements. And it goes without saying that this is an excellent army builder for your Star Wars figure collection. So therefore, I'm going to go on ahead and I'll give this Clone Pilot a great recommendation. As I said, this is a great figure to do some army building with, to complement your legions of other clone troopers. So if you see him, pick him up. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.